Hey, so in today's video, we're gonna do a good old-fashioned journal with me. No, I'm just kidding, it's a plan with me. And that's because I'm decorating my February calendar in my planner. Can you tell that this is unscripted? Yeah, so today I'm gonna tell you all about my art journey and how I ended up making YouTube videos, opening up an online stationery store, and what do I wanna do in the future? So it all started when 1991 when I was born. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go back that far. But I do know that I loved art from a very early time. And I always knew that I wanted to do something creative when I was older, but I just didn't know what, because there wasn't a lot of jobs out there like there are today with being an artist. Like you either were a gallery artist or you worked on a TV show or you were an animator or something like that. I wasn't really a very studious student. I think a lot of artists and art students can probably relate to that, but I didn't do very well with like the whole STEM thing. Well, I am pretty good at technology, I would say, which worked in my favor, but I'm talking about like physics and calculus and algebra. I needed a tutor and I didn't do so great with my grades. But I did really well with other subjects like art and English, and that's pretty much it. Anyways, what really helped me get through school though was playing with stationery, and I just loved taking my notes and making them really pretty with stickers, and that was me as a kid, right? You can imagine I was just kind of head in the clouds, doing my own thing, being creative. And I ended up going to Pitt for an art program. In college, I was pretty broke, needed a job, and I was eligible for work study. I went to one of those like job fairs they have on campus, and I decided to do Jumpstart, which is an AmeriCorps program, and it pairs college students with different preschools around the area to implement a literacy program. And it was a part-time, like 15 to 20 hours per week kind of job. So I did that for all 4 years of college. I had to kind of schedule all my classes around that, and I loved it. I didn't know that I would, but I ended up just like really getting into it. I loved teaching kids how to read. I loved making arts and crafts and making like literacy really fun for them and like really bonding with them. So that was super fun, and I thought I wanted to become a teacher. And since I was doing art as well, like that was my major, I decided to merge those two and become an art teacher. But here's the thing, art teachers, they are not really in high demand, and there wasn't a lot of spaces for art teachers at the time. So I actually decided that instead of doing a master's program to get my teaching degree in art for K to 12, I was like, I don't know if I can commit to this huge amount of money for a grad program, being as broke as I am and already having so much debt from undergrad, that I would just defer it and work part-time. And then right out of college, I got a job at the Andy Warhol Museum. I had the education experience and I had the art degrees, so it was kind of an awesome fit for me, and I really enjoyed it. My job as an artist educator was to give tours, lead different school groups through the museum, and teach them all about Andy Warhol and his process, all about the pop culture at the time and pop art. It was really fun, and there was a studio in the museum where you could make t-shirts and art prints and do arts and crafts there that was related to his process. So that was awesome. It was super fun. However, the pay was not great. All right, I'm just gonna be real. It was part-time, no sick days, and yeah, no benefits, no nothing. And I was already out of college and I wanted more, and that is how I ended up doing other jobs. I found 2 other part-time jobs to supplement what I was doing at the Warhol, and that was being a web designer at a nonprofit, and I also started teaching art classes at my friend's art studio. So she turned this barn into a little studio where she taught oil painting classes, and then I taught kind of like the early childhood arts and crafts classes and summer camps. So that was really fun, but all of it was still not enough to like cover my living expenses and pay off my debts. And I was trying to save up money for like the next stage of my life. So I started getting into side hustles, and you can see where this is finally going, right? I started selling my art. I did chalkboard menus for restaurants and cafes, and I did calligraphy wedding invitations. I did pet portraits. If you want me to paint your dog, I'll paint your dog. You want me to paint your cat, I'll paint your cat. Whatever it was, like, I did it. I did logos for people. I did like websites and newsletter templates for different companies. Like, I did everything just to like make a couple bucks. And that led to me starting an Instagram just to document and have a little portfolio of all the different projects that I was doing. So if you go on my Instagram and you scroll back like all the way to the beginning, you will find wildly different kind of content, because I was just doing whatever it took to make some extra money. And I used to have even more, but I kind of archived some of it because I was doing senior portrait photography. Like, I was leveraging all the different random skills that I had gathered from all these part-time jobs over the years to try to make a couple extra bucks through side hustling. And that led me into bullet journaling. Like, I was trying to keep all these different part-time jobs and side hustles organized, and I needed to track everything. And so I started bullet journaling. And then I discovered that YouTube and social media videos and content creation was yet another side hustle. So I started to do that too. And I started doing the bullet journal videos back in 2017 just as a way to try and record that process, because I was already doing it, so why not record it? I didn't know how far it was gonna go or anything like that, but it was really fun to do. So I was making videos. Things were like really ramping up and accelerating, especially in 2019. You know, that's when I was like doing the best that I was ever doing at this freelance like YouTube and running an online shop thing. And then I had to kind of stop the acceleration. It was kind of disappointing, you know, but I was really happy. I had my first child, and I was holding on to my old life so hard when I had him. Like, I was still trying my best to make videos and post and run my online shop, and I was really burning myself out doing that. So when I had my second kid, it all came grinding to a halt. Like, I could manage with one kid balancing this YouTube thing and working for myself and having him without daycare, by the way. My mom would watch him occasionally, but with two kids, it was just impossible. Like, two is a whole different level because there's just more to deal with. So I stopped completely, and I took a very long break, a couple of months. And this is what I learned. I learned that I love this. By not doing it for such a long period of time, and by being a stay-at-home mom and not having my time with my stationery and not posting and not being on YouTube and doing like videography, I missed it so much. Distance makes the heart grow fonder, right? I knew that this is like what I wanted to do. And so coming back in, yes, I did feel a little bit rusty. I was like, oh gosh, things are changing on the internet, and I don't know, well, what are YouTube shorts? And, you know, I still haven't figured that out yet, but that's like what I see going forward. Is I don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know what form it's going to take or what kind of style my stuff is going to be. All I know is I am going to be sharing what I love, and I'm going to be talking about my thoughts and sharing my philosophy on life. So that's pretty much my vision for the future. And as I sit here telling you about my creative journey so far, I'm just really excited for the future. Like, telling you where I came from and like reflecting on all that was like so fun. So if you have any other topics you'd like to hear from me, let me know, because I find this so much more fun than just describing what's on the page, you know? And until the next video, I hope you have an awesome day, and let me know what you thought. I would love to hear about your creative journey, and I will see you for the next video. Bye.